What single life has taught you. Check timeline for your zodiac sign. Aries. Single life has taught you the importance of self-love and self-respect. You've learned that no matter how much effort you pour into others, you cannot control how they choose to treat you. What you can control is how you show up for yourself. Being single has pushed you to prioritize your own needs, boundaries, and emotional well-being without relying on external validation. You've discovered that your worth isn't dependent on someone else's commitment or approval. Instead, it's rooted in how you care for yourself when no one else is watching. This chapter has shown you that loving yourself fiercely is not selfish, it's essential. When you treat yourself with the same loyalty and passion you offer others, you become stronger, more confident, and better prepared for any future relationship. Taurus. Single life has taught you to appreciate love in its many forms, not just the romantic kind. You've grown more aware of how deeply meaningful your friendships, family connections, and even bonds with pets truly are. These relationships offer stability, comfort, and unconditional support that doesn't depend on romance. Being single has reminded you that love shows up in quiet check-ins, shared routines, and steady presence. You've learned that emotional fulfillment doesn't have to come from one person alone. Instead, it's built through a network of people who genuinely care about you. This realization has helped you feel less lonely and more grounded. You now understand that a full, rich life can exist with or without a romantic partner. Gemini. Single life has taught you that you don't need another person to feel complete. You've learned that fulfillment doesn't come from external validation or constant companionship, but from knowing and enjoying yourself. Being alone has shown you that you are capable of creating happiness, excitement, and meaning on your own terms. You've discovered that your curiosity, creativity, and adaptability are enough to keep life interesting without relying on a partner. This phase has helped you build confidence in who you are rather than who you're with. You now understand that love should complement your life, not define it. Feeling whole on your own has empowered you to choose relationships from desire, not need. Cancer. Single life has taught you that you are far more capable than you once believed. You've learned how to navigate challenges, emotions, and everyday responsibilities without leaning on someone else for reassurance. Being on your own has strengthened your trust in yourself and your instincts. You've proven that you can care for yourself emotionally, even when things feel overwhelming. This chapter has shown you that your sensitivity doesn't make you weak. It makes you resilient. You've learned to rely on your own judgment and inner strength instead of doubting yourself. Single life has reminded you that you are doing better than you give yourself credit for. You're learning to stand confidently on your own while still keeping your heart open. Leo. Single life has taught you that your value isn't defined by your relationship status. You've learned that being loved by others isn't what gives your life meaning. You already have it on your own. Time alone has helped you reconnect with your confidence, passions, and sense of identity beyond partnership. You've discovered that happiness doesn't disappear when romance does. Instead, it can grow in independence, creativity, and self-expression. Being single has shown you that you are still worthy, radiant, and complete without someone by your side. This phase has strengthened your understanding that love should enhance your life, not validate it. You now know that your joy and purpose come from within, and that realization has made you even more powerful. Virgo. Single life has taught you how resilient your heart truly is. Even during moments when love felt distant or impossible, you've learned that heartbreak doesn't destroy you, it shapes you. You may have doubted your ability to open up again, but time has proven that healing is always possible. Being alone has allowed you to rebuild emotional strength and trust in yourself. You've realized that pain doesn't mean failure, and vulnerability doesn't mean weakness. Each experience has taught you something valuable about what you need and deserve. Single life has shown you that your heart is capable of renewal, growth, and love again, even when you once believed it was permanently guarded. Libra. Single life has taught you that heartbreak, rejection, and endings are unavoidable parts of living fully. You've learned that love doesn't always last forever, and that doesn't mean it wasn't real or worthwhile. Being on your own has helped you understand the importance of staying present instead of obsessing over what went wrong or worrying about what might come next. You've realized that life is constantly shifting, and clinging too tightly to the past or an imagined future only steals joy from the moment you're in. Singlehood has shown you how to appreciate what you have while it's here. This lesson has helped you find peace in uncertainty and trust that everything unfolds as it's meant to. Scorpio, single life has taught you that solitude can be far more peaceful than being in a relationship that drains you emotionally. You've learned that love shouldn't feel like constant tension, emotional labor, or walking on eggshells to avoid conflict. Being alone has shown you how freeing it is to move without fear of drama or imbalance. You no longer feel obligated to overextend yourself just to keep a connection alive. Singlehood has helped you recognize the difference between intensity and exhaustion. You've realized that peace is just as valuable as passion. This awareness has raised your standards and reminded you that being alone is far better than being with someone who disrupts your emotional stability. Sagittarius, single life has taught you that there is no universal timeline for love or success. You've learned that trying to force life into a rigid schedule only creates unnecessary pressure and self-doubt. Being on your own has helped you understand the importance of patience and self-trust. You've realized that rushing toward milestones doesn't guarantee fulfillment, and slowing down doesn't mean you're falling behind. This chapter has shown you that growth happens at its own pace. You're learning to trust where you are, even when the path ahead feels unclear. Single life has reminded you that you're exactly where you need to be, and that timing unfolds when it's meant to. Capricorn, single life has taught you the importance of keeping your heart open, even when love feels distant or unlikely. You've experienced moments of doubt where hope felt fragile, yet you've learned that closing yourself off only limits possibility. Being single has shown you that love can arrive unexpectedly and change everything in an instant. You've realized that protecting yourself too tightly can prevent meaningful connections from forming. This phase has encouraged you to balance caution with openness. You now understand that staying receptive doesn't make you naive. It makes you brave. Single life has taught you that love isn't something you can plan or control, but something that finds you when you least expect it. Aquarius, single life has taught you that there is no urgency to find your person. You've learned that you function well on your own and don't need to rush into a relationship just to feel complete. Being single has reinforced your independence and reminded you that settling out of loneliness only leads to dissatisfaction. You've discovered that your time, energy, and emotional space are valuable. This chapter has shown you that it's far better to wait for a connection that aligns with your values than to force something that doesn't. You're comfortable standing alone, knowing that the right relationship will add to your life rather than fill a void that was never there. Pisces, single life has taught you the importance of spending time alone with yourself. Being on your own has given you clarity about who you are, what you need, and what you truly want from love and life. You've learned that solitude isn't something to fear. It's a space where growth, healing, and self-discovery happen. Time alone has helped you reconnect with your emotions, dreams, and intuition. You now understand your boundaries more clearly and recognize what you deserve in future relationships. Single life has shown you that knowing yourself deeply is just as important as loving someone else. This self-awareness will guide you toward healthier, more fulfilling connections moving forward. Thank you for watching, and let me know your thoughts in comments below.